This video will be discussing a common topic within social psychology known as obedience. Obedience is simply defined as following orders from an authority figure, which can be applied in both positive and negative ways. Obedience is important if you are a teacher in charge of a classroom or a coach in charge of a sports team. The military relies on obedience to authority in order to protect the nation, and a team of surgeons could not function to save lives without following the direction of a leader. However, obedience may not always be used in a positive way. In order to study obedience, Stanley Milgram designed an experiment in 1963. This study was done in response to the Nuremberg trials, which convicted Nazi officials of their war crimes. Many of these officials explained that they were simply obeying orders from authority figures. Stanley Milgram wondered to what extent ordinary people would obey authority. Only 3 people were needed to test this idea. The first was an experimenter who functioned as the authority figure. The experimenter instructed the participant and insisted the participant continue. The second person in the room was the participant, who was instructed to administer shocks to the third person in the adjacent room when this third person answered a question incorrectly. Participants did not know that the person receiving shocks was simply an actor pretending to be in pain. Each time this fake test subject answered a question incorrectly, the level of shock increased and they would verbalize an increasing amount of pain. The shocks began at 15 volts and increased up to 450 volts of electricity, which is considered to be extremely dangerous. Many participants expressed concern about shocking another human being, but they were compelled to continue because the experimenter, who was an authority figure, insisted. So how well do people obey authority? Keep in mind these volunteers were ordinary people like you and me. 100% of participants administered at least 2/3 of the shocks, or 300 volts of electricity. 65% of participants administered the maximum level of shock, 450 volts of electricity. Dum, da-dum, da-da-da-da-da.
This is gonna feel real good, alright? Most dope.
Probably just want to step over that section. Wait, so tell me, why did you move tables?
Because this is a pretty good looking guy.
I wish it.
Thank you.